Howdy, once again. It is day 8/9 for me as we kind of kick into high gear things. The brain fog has finally lifted from me. That's good. I can think clearly, and I'm able to fully process everything. I'm still searching for an apartment. Got to get that underway. I'm hoping next week I can get something going that way. But outside of that, what's been kind of going on, because it is July. We are maybe about 1 week or two before the start of month 22. Start of month 22, and then 23, 24. Okay, yeah, we're right. So yeah, I'm single. Didn't necessarily see that one coming, but it happens, I guess. I'm going to, here after this, show kind of the relapse and what it was like going through it, and all my scattered thoughts and everything. I've been trying to relax a lot more, and I find it incredibly difficult to just sit still. But that's all I can do. I've started reading again. I'm hoping to finish that book. I'm almost done with Breath of the Wild again. I've got a lot more of frustration with Sekiro before I can move on from that. Crafting is pretty much gone to standstill, as I just can't seem to find a way to motivate myself on it. I'm stuck on this ship that I want to build, and I'm stuck on this church that I want to build. Like, I have to build those, but I don't know how. So that's kind of where I'm at with things. All right. Well, howdy. One bored dude. As you can tell, I am not at either one of my usual locations. So, let's wind that back and kind of go into what has been going on in my life. So, like I said, I had 15 months sober, and then I went and relapsed, and that relapse was absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. I mean, like, balls to the wall, insane. From there, I went back to AA, and I started working the steps and doing all that, and I was doing really good. I was able to kind of work things out with my girlfriend, with my job, all that was going great. Then 90 days into it, I relapse again, and I have like a small slip, and I immediately understand what is going to happen, because when I drink, I go into delusions. It is not fun at all, but these delusions are so real that I find anything to counter them. I finally had gotten that taken care of and found out, and I was given good evidence to counter them. And I called my sponsor. I told him that I relapsed, and he essentially said to wait on it and think and see if you want to work this right, because there's obviously something missing. I say yes, and I start checking out Celebrate Recovery. I just could not vibe with Celebrate Recovery. 2 seconds. I'm gonna get more coffee. Sorry about that. So, April, I'm trying to do Celebrate Recovery and try and do that. Doing a lot of crafting and everything, but I ran a half marathon like at the end of the month. I was doing pretty good, minus that relapse. But what happened out of that relapse, more and more shit started to pile up. I started to get really frustrated at work. I started to get just annoyed with everything there. And that led me to opening my mouth and me getting fired the beginning of May. From there, I essentially had one more week of income for my last paycheck, and then I was up shit's creek. So I ended up doing a lot of Uber Eats, and thankfully my family also helped me out quite a bit. So that's the entire month of May, is just scrambling out of the pocket. June starts, and I get a job. And I really like the people that I work with. I really like the clients that I talk to. I really enjoy it. But I cannot help but feel that I am somewhere screwing it up. And I don't know where at all. But I got released to work from home, and I was there Friday. Friday ended up going poorly because I didn't plug in everything. Still want to smoke. It blows my mind why I always want to smoke when I'm drying out. Anyway, so we obviously made it through. We're a little less angry. Where things have shaken out, I am still tenuously talking to my ex, giving her space, understandably. I currently still have a job. We'll see on Monday. But I think like all the month of June, I've been wanting to put something together that shows that we're trimming off the fat. And what better way to do that than relapse and get rid of people, right? People, jobs, that's a lot of fat to trim. Doesn't leave you with a lot. I hit up an AA meeting, and that's really been about it. Tomorrow we jump into day 3. Hopefully we should be completely done with all of the withdrawals, because I'm still, I don't know about you guys, but when I relapse, it oozes out of my pores, and I can smell it, and I start to break out, and it smells like sulfur, pus, and shit, and I can still smell some of it. It's not as bad, but you know, it is what it is. I'm also like 4 pounds lighter from shitting out my entire gut biome. So, I guess that's cool. Anyway, we're kind of circling, coming up with a game plan, and we're gonna put it all together and into action and go. So, another weird, random thought before I go inside and grab another cigarette. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about that phenomenon of craving in AA meetings, Reddit posts, all of that. And it basically subscribes to, you know, if you just have one beer, it's going to set off all these chain reactions. And I can't help but wonder if some of those chain reactions are caused by guilt by association, right? So walk me through this. I always eat really, really shitty right before I relapse. Tons and tons and tons of fast food. Ramen, you know, chips, constantly. And I get the same, what am I trying to say here? But, like, is it possible that I associate eating shitty so much with binge drinking that anytime I start to eat shitty and my diet goes to shit, I'm gonna trigger that phenomenon of craving? Working thought. Well, This is day 3. A little bit in the afternoon, to be honest with you. I didn't do it this morning. There was kind of a big revelation that I got hit with, and it was that I was only doing this sober shit because I was being watched. And as soon as I wasn't being watched, I went right back to it. With my ex, who understandably still needs space. It's day 3 and I'm expecting her to, just talk to me normal. With all of that kind of going on, somebody had said something to me about how I was enabling and using people to pick me up when I fall, and that I don't have a safety net. Well, day 3's night, or day 2's ending, thinking I'm finally detoxed, I am going through, still kind of seeing a little bit of things, but it's my mind playing tricks on me. I realize that he's right, that they're right. I'm never gonna do this stuff for myself with people that are just going to help me in any way, shape, or form that they do. I don't know what to do with that information. Part of me is saying, well, cut out the safety net and sink or swim. Let's rally, pull this shit together once and for all, and really try. Just really, really fucking try. And with that, I started talking about heading back to my apartment by myself. Working at home doesn't seem like it is the best plan. I am absolutely scared shitless, but I know I can do it. That's what I know. I know that if I get my shit together, I fly right, I do the things that work for me, that keep me sober, that I try and share with you guys, and I instantly fucking forget when I get my feelings hurt, I will be okay and make it. It's not going to look like what I thought it was, but it is what it is. Well, here we are. Start of day 4, and so last night I was having these, let me fix this. I was having these horrific dreams about going back out. They were awful. I would get to my apartment, I would get dropped off, I would get all the things that I needed, and then I would get some beer and drink that, and then I'd wake up. I would go back to bed, calm myself down, then I would have a dream that I'd be working and I'd be completely shit-faced, and they would call me, and then I'm drunk, you're gonna know, and so they will inevitably fire me. Any of those things, showing up to fucking around and getting a court date for something a little bit more serious and showing up drunk to it. That was a dream. And then I'd have these like hypnotic jerks where like I just wake up. And as you may know, this shoulder is replaced from a lovely alcohol bender. It was covered in webs. Anyway, I would jerk and I would feel kind of the same pain in this arm. And I would squeeze it when I woke up to see if it hurt, and it didn't. So I just had to find another way to sleep. And then as I was falling asleep, I started having these like, I don't know how to describe it, something in my throat just, and I couldn't breathe until like I screamed. I feel bad for all the stuff that I put people through. And I feel bad that I can't seem to find a way to love myself enough to let go of alcoholic suicide, for lack of a better way of putting it. I talked to my ex, and my original plan was to go down here in a few days and grab a bunch of like my stuff and then move back up here while I search for a new place and kind of get my bearings together. I talked to her. She seemed like that was the best idea. Then about yesterday, you probably saw it earlier, I was debating on just going back and proving to myself that I could live sober on my own from a bender, and that I would use it to find a higher power. And I told her this morning when I woke up about the dreams, and she was like, that's a bad idea. I was like, yeah, you're right. So we're just gonna play it kind of week by week. Next Tuesday, if I have enough confidence, I'll go down then, maybe. I don't know. But here we kind of are on it. Hooray for day 4. Also, I'm feeling like all sorts of nerves about work. Like I know I'm gonna get a stern talking to, and I feel like if I answer wrong, that's gonna be the end of my job. So like I'm overanalyzing in my head. Not a good look. Well, I'm on my break on day 4. Seems kind of wild. Enjoying a lovely smoothie. My father is really kind of pushing a diet on me and getting me to eat again, which it is nice. And I definitely start to feel my brain capacity improve when I start eating more and eating better. You know, I tried to make a video on the diets and exercise and how that works, and I'm pretty sure there's a link somewhere in there in the playlist, so check that out if you want. But this was one of the big things that helped me in the early days, was a smoothie with like a scoop of protein powder in it. Probably should have used milk. As far as work is concerned, so far nobody has said anything other than, I'm glad you're doing better. Haven't heard anything else. Talked to my supervisor, they seemed fine. Everybody seemed kind of okay with what was going on it. I have been trying to move out of the apartment, but you know, shit moves at a snail's pace when I want it to go like a rabbit, and I'm going like a rabbit. But anyways, well, it is the end of day 5, I think. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Well, technically it's in the middle of day 5, but it is the end of my week. It is my Friday. Hold on. Welcome back. I don't know. So it is kind of the end of day 5 for me. I finished out my work week, and everybody seemed to be very caring. I'm still in contact with the ex. Things don't seem so bad as they did roughly, I don't know, a day ago, a day before that, a day before that. I'm starting to do the things that I need to do, and I'm trying real hard to instill these routines in me so that when I go home, I go back to my apartment or my new apartment that I'm searching for, because obviously I cannot go back to a mold infested area and kind of a shut-in on it. I need an apartment with a lot of natural light, it seems. But I need these things in order for me to stay on the path. In order for me to stay on the path, I need to A, exercise, B, eat right. I lost my train of thought. I almost said work out. But anywho, I need those things in order for my mind to quiet just enough that I can do some recovery work. And you know, I get made fun of a lot for being extremely spiritual, and my spirituality is like way out there. But I know it works for me, and I trust it. And that was the big kind of thought and dilemma of yesterday was, you know, everybody says, get in with your higher power, get in with your higher power. And I was like, I don't know my higher power. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You know, there for a bit, I was chasing the abyss, literally, spiritually, and figuratively. I was drinking, and that was causing a disconnect from the higher power, which, by the way, my higher power is this flow of energy from one source to the other, from good to bad, from positive to negative. You can see it happening throughout the universe, and that to me is what God is. And I shouldn't be concerned about it flowing back to me, right? Like, if you think about a river, water doesn't go upstream. It goes downstream to the ocean. And then you end up with some brackish shit. And anyway, so that's kind of where I'm going with it. I've got roughly 3 weeks to kind of get this shit together, find a home, and stay put and stay in my stuff. I still don't like going to AA meetings, and I still haven't gone to an AA meeting, but like in person, but I like going to the Zooms. I like listening, and I like listening to newcomers. So I remember how bad it is. And how easy it is for me to get away from that, look at where I'm at, and then feel bad or some type of way about it because it didn't go my way. And I've been slighted, and I've been this, and I've been that. And anyway, we're gonna wrap up the mega debacle that is the first half of 2024. I had started 2024 with the motto of do better, and I have fundamentally done worse in every category. Every category. Aside from beating my time on a half marathon, I have started eating like shit. I have stopped praying. I have stopped consistently exercising. I lost, quite frankly, what I thought was my partner, for my life partner. But, you know, I had that moment where I wanted alcohol to be my life partner. And there's a lot of space that takes up. It zapped my creativity. I had no interest in doing crafts for the entire month of June, and for a large part in May. May was rocky. May was rocky for me. I attribute all of that to alcohol seeping into my life in some way, shape, or form, whether it be thinking about it in a way that I either hate it, I want it, I crave it, because hate and love are two sides of the same coin. I stopped holding myself accountable because, you know, alcohol, being accountable got in the way of me drinking. You know, I left her high and dry multiple times on my relapses. I expected her to drop everything that she was doing and to come save me because I started drinking. And I wanted her to save me out of the grips of alcohol, but it's more accurate, I wanted her to remove it for a while so that I could keep all this stuff. I wanted to have a secret love affair with alcohol. And that pisses me off that I did that shit. And I'm starting to think that I need to go on some sort of depression medication or something of the sort. And so tomorrow we're going down to get a lot of the essentials that I need, because I kind of snuck out like a political refugee. I've got like 2 pairs of underwear, a mismatched pair of socks, a pair of gym shorts, and like 6 shirts, and a pair of jeans and a pair of dress pants. That is it. So I gotta go down and get that stuff, and then I gotta start really honing in and building these habits and really starting to ingrain them and make them part of my life again. So as we wrap this up, this is going to be its own little thing, but we'll start off and talk about a lot of June in the next video, things that kind of led to the demise that I was in, and how much I didn't listen, how much I didn't want to ask for help, especially from my family, because I thought they'd extorted over me, and they haven't yet. Anyways, see ya. All right, well, had court today. I just asked for a public defendant, and then I got a new court date, so whatever. Probably gonna get a fine on that one, but I'm trying to catastrophize it in my mind, and I am having these existential crises right now, but I don't really, I know it's the booze. I know, like, it's day 6. Things are going to be all right. I have plans and I know how to implement or what my next moves are. And I feel all this guilt about what I'm putting my dad through. And they're like, I don't know, man. Like, out of everybody I gotta make an amends to, it's him. And I just don't know how. And I feel guilty about it because here I am with yet another relapse. Coming off the edge of it. Things are looking to be okay. It looks like the worst that happened was I am now broken up with my girlfriend. And I gotta find a new place to live, and I'm gonna have a court fine. Like, that's what it's looking like. And I am absolutely terrified that, like, what is it gonna take for me to realize that this shit don't work? You know? I'm sitting here hoping and praying that this is gonna take the edge off, or this is gonna show them, or, ooh, yes, get one of these. Oh, it was one of those days. Like, there's no reason for it. And somehow, some way, I have to remind myself that. And I don't know how to do that. And I think that's the problem with me, is I need, I don't know, like, there's always this, like, gut reaction, and I gotta just do it. So I don't know, maybe I gotta find something to do before I do anything, and I don't know what that is. And I think that's fundamentally my problem, and why I relapse is fundamentally somewhere in there I equated everything with booze. So we are on our way back. I got my car finally. I signed a lease with a new apartment, and right at that time my old apartment tried to tell me I was breaking my lease and I owed them 4 months rent. Which, no, you're evicting me for lashing out on vandalism, which, fair, but it wouldn't have gotten that point if you, like, didn't do everything that you did. Like, the willy-nilly charges here and there, like $300, $400, like every 2 to 3 months, they rang up some charge on me. The rent is being paid at the new lease agreement, not the old lease agreement, even though I'm still in the old lease agreement. You know, and then on top of that, I have mold in my place. Like, really, really bad mold. I'm gonna put a picture up there so everybody can see it. And they wouldn't do anything about it for a month and a half. Like, my God, why do I have to be an asshole to get mediocre results? Being kind doesn't do anything.